Anne says, is there something special in good queries that hooks you right away? Honestly, it's that you say, hey, Sam, I love this book that you sold like 3 years ago. It's one of my favorite books. And I wrote because of what I think are your sensibilities from this book and looking at some of your other deals that you've got on your website or on the internet. Um, I think you'd like my book. And I like when people can convince me, in a letter that a book might be right for me. And I'll give you some examples. There are the ones that the queries that I really get excited about are when they quote, yeah, I mean, they quote my writers, but my writers are relatively new and not everybody's read them all. But occasionally I'll get a query that quotes three of my favorite writers in one paragraph, and they'll say, my book is kind of like, reminiscent of the kind of poetic, romantic writing of Marguerite Duras, the French writer, and the American author Paul Auster, and mixed with maybe another writer that I like is the Japanese writer Haruki Murakami. So if I'm probably giving a lot away, so I hope if this ever gets posted on YouTube, people aren't going to use this against me. But ideally, you're telling me that you're doing something that some of my favorite writers, like the writers that I read when I go on a holiday and I'm at the beach, and I can spend the day reading that book, they're doing to me to get me really excited about their world, and they're using language in an innovative way, and they've got me gripped with the story, and that you're doing something that where you feel it's comparable to that. Now, I mean, it might seem crazy to say, "Hey, Sam, I'm like writing like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, or I'm like Hemingway or something." Um, so that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you can pick a very small element of something by Gabriel Garcia Marquez or Hemingway and say, I'm kind of doing this the way that he did it or she did it, so that you could say, I'm doing this kind of magic realism, maybe a cross between Marquez or the Latin American magic realism in general, and some other kind of fable story or fantastical writing or something. So, you want to kind of touch on something that's going to resonate with me, that I'm going to say, oh, I love that person. Maybe I'll take another look at this. Now, of course, if you go that route, I'm going to be the first person to say you tried, but you couldn't really get there. So I might be a little more critical because I was really taken for a second. You convinced me. I was sold on your pitch. So, but I'm just going to be honest. If I say you tried to do this but it didn't work, or I'll say you did it better. That would be amazing if I got a book that was better than some of my writing heroes.